What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Rooster Retro Show. My name is Rube, and you are watching The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. My favorite game of all time. Well, you know, because they all are. Welcome to another Let's Play. I know I said that Earthbound would come out first, but I was inspired for some reason to just start boosting through some Zelda, and I have to get it done. Happy Friday, also. We're gonna start releasing these videos here on Friday. Kind of like the cartoon from back in the day, when if you're fans of the Super Mario Super Show, that's when Zelda came on Fridays instead of the Mario cartoon. So that was pretty cool, and I'm going to go along with that theme throughout the duration of this Let's Play. So I have completed all of it as per usual. I'm going to have about 10 episodes of this to go through, so let's get started here with, part 1. And we're going to go through the story here a little bit. If you've been reading along on the screen, you'll catch what the story is. I didn't really start it in time, so I'm really not going to try to catch up now, but I could try to summarize this a little bit. There was a war a long time ago for the Golden Land, or for the Triforce, or something like that, and the king commanded 7 wise men to seal the gate to the Golden Land, which houses the Triforce, essentially. So there we go. See, I caught up. The seal, though, should have remained for all time, but it seems that was not the case. But when these events were obscured by the mists of time and became legend, some things happened, and all kinds of shit got stirred up. You know, probably the great evil of the land, or something like that. It's kind of been said that this game was almost like well, it is kind of like a faithful throwback to the very first Legend of Zelda, as far as being a top-down game again, whereas the second game in the series that I did through live streams here, if you check that out, that is on Rooster Retro, Adventure of Link, which was a side-scroller. It did cause a bit of controversy, so in this game they went right back to the old-school format and completely improved upon it. I mean, in so many ways. I mean, the first game, again, I have a Let's Play of that too on the channel, if you want to go check that out on Rooster Retro, plug. That was a very basic version, you know, of what Zelda was to become. But it was very open box, and it was very sandbox, that game especially. This game is a little bit like that as well. Not so much at the beginning. There is kind of a set order that you are supposed to do these, the dungeons of the game. But at a certain point, I will be sequence breaking a little bit, and instead of going for, you know, every dungeon in a row, I'll jump around a little bit and do them the way I like to do them, because it makes more sense. So here we go. We're gonna register our name, and as per usual, I always go with the default old school classic Link, and I double tap that button really fast there and went right to the game. Here we go. So in the very beginning moments here, Link is sleeping, and there is a man sitting at the table. We are being contacted telepathically by Zelda, that evil wizard we saw in the beginning cutscene right there. His name is Aghanim, and he has seized control of the castle and is now trying to open the 7 wise men's seal. And Zelda is in the dungeon of the castle. Please help me. There we go. Oh, that classic line and this classic awakening here. Here we go. Link, I'm going out for a while. I'll be back by morning. Yeah, okay, so that's Link's uncle. I don't think they say it too much. But yeah, there's that. And there's these pots here in Link's house will always contain 3 hearts, so that's pretty nice. But go ahead and open up this chest and grab ourselves the lamp. If you missed that right away, you can collect that in another box. I was thinking about maybe showing that off, but I kind of wanted to keep this run here as faithful to the story as I could. And you know how I do it. I have to do it that way. It's just at least the first run of the Let's Play. That's how it's gotta go. We'll give 100 rupees to the man who finds the descendants of the 7 wise men. That's a very interesting sign there, and I don't know why I picked it up and tossed it. It's not like it was telling townsfolk that I'm a criminal or something like that. That guard there, very nice. He's not going to let us in at all. And if you do take a little tour around the area here in the rain, you'll notice that you can't go anywhere else but where I'm going right now. But it will offer you a bit of tutorial if you so need it. I figured that most people who have played this game or are interested in seeing this game again have probably already played it, because you're a man-child like me. So there we go. And oh shit, what happened to Link's uncle? Uh-oh, he didn't want us involved in this. Told me not to leave the house, but I didn't listen. So now we're gonna get the sword and shield. Oh, also, I guess this is a good point to bring up since I'm grabbing the sword now. You might notice that Link looks a little different than he usually does in the game, and that is because I have actually hacked my own ROM. Hey, I finally did it. So I call this color fix, and what it is I know you guys like there are some pink hair Link enthusiasts out there, but I changed it to kind of more suited towards what Link looks like in the more modern days, I guess, with as far as his hair. I also changed the color of his boots to brown, and if you'll notice, the first beginning sword is also, the hilt is brown instead of blue. And I did change that up with the Master Sword, kind of kept the hilt blue, so it was always constantly just a little closer to what Link is like nowadays, and that's really the only reason I did that. I think just aesthetically it pleased me. I also changed the tunics a little bit because I never, I'll be honest with you, I never liked what they changed the hats to. It was just a weird change to not change the tunic and the hat to the same color, like every other Zelda game out there almost. So I fixed that up too, and hence color fix. That's really about it. I have also done some other features to the game. You'll notice like the sidebars have a little bit of that little rain action and stuff. I'll be doing more of that, of course. But I did find a way to remove Dark World dungeon music, so I could replace it with Link Between Worlds music, because each one of those themes had like its own theme in the game. So yeah, I've really updated A Link to the Past here to a way that I think is going to be really cool to watch, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And Nintendo, please don't fucking sue me. I'm not making money. No ads here. Probably never will be, by the way. YouTube goes about it, but that's not why I do it. I do it because I have fun doing it. That's why. It's a passion of mine to play games and share them with people. Because if people that haven't played these games, that's essentially, I'll try to keep it very spoiler-free if I can. And I hope, that this is something that can get you into that kind of, well, if you're not into Zelda now, maybe this will, you'll watch this dumb idiot here having fun, playing a 30-year-old game. Is it about 30 years old? Something like that. Close enough. No, it's got to be a little bit younger than that. No. Math was never my strong suit. Anyway, what we're doing down here is we are going through, well, this is still technically Hyrule Castle, but we're now kind of going down towards the dungeon. They do have a jail here, so it doesn't look like it was used, well, it does kind of look like it's been used recently, I guess. I don't know what these statues are. I always kind of thought that they were skeletons or something, but I think they're knights, or at least statues of armor or something like that. But the helmets always threw me off a little bit. But, oh well. Yeah, I'll try to, kind of keep the conversation fresh with, my thoughts on nostalgia of the game and all that kind of goodness. Because I definitely did play this one as a kid, and very, very fond memories of it. It was probably one of the first games I actually ever beat, and that was a feat to me, because especially with this game, I have some, when I get to, I'll try to remember to talk about some stories with me and my pops with this game, because there was some moments he used to get really pissed off at me for beating stuff that he couldn't, so I'll try to remember that when the time comes. But anyway, here's Zelda. We have rescued her from the dungeon that she was thrown into. I guess this is kind of like, according to the story, Aghanim has done something with, 6 other maidens in the realm here, and they've vanished, they've disappeared, and it looks like Zelda was to be the 7th one, but I don't know why he just didn't do it right away. We had to keep her in the dungeon. I guess this is all during his plot to capture the other 6, so he's gotta keep her hush-hush so she doesn't tell anybody, but, he didn't expect Link coming out like a mouse. So we're gonna get the hell out of here with Zelda, and that is the idea. Now, I remember back in the day too, I used to try to leave the castle with her and take her with me. It was like, let's just go back to my house, you don't... But she stops you. There's some story breaks and stuff like that. There's people that have hacked the game and done some pretty interesting stuff with it. I think, if you break the area where it's raining, it stops raining, but the music continues, and it's still dark. It's weird, glitchy, all kinds of weirdness. Not something I do a lot on this channel. I probably won't go through glitch stuff very much, but if I make mention of something that's kind of like that, it's probably because I saw another awesome YouTube video about it. So I'll try to remember props and give credit where credit's due when I can think of that kind of stuff. Yeah. One of the good channels I guess I watch probably is that She Says channel on YouTube that does a lot of the Boundary Break, I believe the show is called, and that's excellent stuff. Very, very much recommended. There's a secret passage in the throne room that leads to Sanctuary. I'm sure the old man there will help us. Alright, so that's our quest now, is to go through... If you tried to leave, like I said, she'll kind of... Zelda will say something, no, don't go that way, you fool. Go this way. And, so we have to go Like I said, it's going to be on the rails for a little bit. There will be a bit of exploration that we can do. This first episode, I am going to take my time with it. I know I kind of didn't really prepare this as like a side LP or anything like that, so I tried to keep them down on the shorter side just in case, because I know that I'm still working through Earthbound. It's a long game, and I'm sorry for the wait. It's just a longer game than I expected it to be. Not that it is a bit harder than a game like Chrono Trigger. I have to say that. it is up there in the difficulty scale. So the editing became a little bit more than I was prepared for at times, so there was a lot of having to go back and kind of seamlessly putting it together. So that's where I'm at right now with that. So in the meantime, I've got, like I said, 10 episodes of A Link to the Past to keep us all occupied every Friday here. So that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, the cartoon back in the day was, as cheesy gloriousness as it was. Gloriousness? Is that the word? As cheesy as it was, it shares a fond moment in my heart, as well as the Valiant comics. I don't know if anybody out there has read the Valiant comic series. The Legend of Zelda came out in the probably very early 90s. I wouldn't say 80s quite so much, I think. I think it was definitely the earlier 90s. And a lot of the adventures followed the first two games, mainly the second game. Of this, that's kind of awesome that a game like that had so much media kind of built around it, and it was kind of just, as it's hailed as a terrible game, but I think it's just hailed as a hard game. It's a difficult game. All right, so after passing through these sewers, we will be very close to Sanctuary. Oh, here's a lot of rats. Okay, so rats down here give you a ton of money. Look at that. That's very nice. And you could use the lamp. I don't know, I probably didn't mention it yet, but you could use that to light these torches. Now that I'm all the way at the end of the sewers here. So you can kind of see your way without using just the cone of the light like this. So that's nice. That's just something, you don't have to do it. But if you do want to illuminate your path, there you go. Okay, so there's a few rats over here I'm gonna kill. Again, just cashing in. Okay, so my plan usually in this is to get about 100 rupees if I can. Before I get out of the castle. I'll explain that in a little bit. I'll explain that in this episode when we get there. And then Kakariko Village, once we get to that part, that is going to kind of take a bit of the rest of the episode here as well. So, actually, let me see where we're at. I didn't have it zoomed into the right part. Okay, here we go. Yeah. All right, so yeah, as you can see, the lights kind of dim over time. You have to hurry up or those torches will go out. But yeah, after this first episode here, like I said, it's just kind of introduction to the game. If you're unfamiliar with it, I guess I can do a quick control scheme for you, something I don't really do. The B button is your sword. The A button is your action button, so that's very convenient to remember in case you're a dummy like me. The Y button uses your item there that's in the little box, and the X button is for your maps. In dungeon and out of dungeon, or, on the overworld and such, they work different ways, but you'll have a dungeon map and you'll have a map. I don't use the map feature so much in these earlier dungeons because I don't really need it too much. But later on, I'm going to be quite goddamn relying on it. I'm going to do this about as raw as I can as well, so there's not going to be a whole lot of edits. Only, maybe if, I'm trying to think of one that I know that there was a part somewhere in the Dark World that I had just wasted time. I don't know. No, I kept that in there, yeah. So yeah, there'll be some, I'll try to keep it very, like I said, cool, the commentary, there'll be stuff we can talk about and such, so. Yeah, but I left it all in there. It's gonna be a very raw, raw style Let's Play this time. Alright, and here we are. That was the final room. Princess Zelda, you are safe. Is this your doing, Link? It absolutely is. It was Link that helped me escape from the dungeon when I was captive. The wizard said, once I have finished with you, the final one, the seal of the wise men will open. Link, you must not let the land of Hyrule fall into the wizard's clutches. If he releases the seal of the 7 wise men, evil power will overwhelm this land. Before that happens, before it's too late, destroy the wizard before he destroys all of Hyrule. You can do it. You can. And now that this guy's talking, he senses that a mighty evil force guides the wizard's actions, and the only weapon potent enough to defeat the wizard is the legendary Master Sword. Said that the village elder is a descendant of the 7 wise men. Maybe he can tell you more. Now we'll mark his house on your map and watch your every move. I'm certain that the castle soldiers will be looking for you now. All right, and he's gonna hide Princess Zelda here. Do we understand? Yes. Yes, I understand, thank you. Now you can actually, I don't think I made, in this run, use of coming back to Zelda, but if you come back to Zelda here and talk to her, she works like a fairy almost and can restore all your health, so that's pretty tight. All right, here we go, into Hyrule. The whole overworld land, light world, whatever you want to call it. It's got a bunch of different titles, kind of like a Khaleesi, but you know, it's Hyrule, so that's what I called it on the sidebars. And that's what it's going to be called most of the time. Unless I go into like special areas, that whole eastern side of Hyrule I didn't consider much of a special area, but the western side I did. You know, you got Kakariko Village, you know, the Desert of Mystery. At least the north got some love. There's some Death Mountain. It's just gonna, you know, I tried to make things as tuned up as I can is really the best way I can say it. All right, so anyway, this way, to the left, over here, to the west, to Kakariko Village, and that is going to be our first stop after leaving the dungeon and coming out here to explore the world. The world is almost pretty much at our fingertips now. There's going to be some areas that, you know, you can't really go to. And this little house right here, I don't really go to it a lot. But this is the fortune teller, and for a small nominal fee, which he says he'll make it cheap, but it varies from time to time, he will tell you, if you get lost, where to go. So I'm just making mention of that now, because it's funny that that's all he tells me. I've already gotten that knowledge, so you're supposed to check your map and see where the X is, and then head towards that. Your map will give you these little icons. It'll, well, essentially tell you where to go, so there we go. Essentially here, there we go. There's the X on the map, and so it looks like it's this house here. Wanted, this is the criminal who kidnapped Zelda. Call a soldier if you see him. We don't need that shit. Get that propaganda the fuck out of here. There we go. All right. Oh, did I mention to YouTube that this video is not for kids? I'm gonna be swearing. This is for 35-year-old male adults, probably, because who else is playing the fucking game right here? This guy is in Sahasrahla, but he knows Sahasrahla, so when they said go to the village to talk to people about it, they marked this guy's house in the map, so there we go. And he's gonna give us a little bit more inside information about the Master Sword. It's sleeping in the forest. The forest, the Lost Woods, is to the north of the village here, and they're almost connected by borders, really. But it was kind of a pain in the ass to edit all that. That'll come out later in Dark World stuff, where I'm zipping back and forth between two different places. It's crazy. It came out weird. But I did it. I pulled it off. I think I pulled it off good. I'm going to go back to that house. Actually, I was about to go into that house, but then I remembered I don't have any bombs. So, oh, there's another one of those stupid things. Get rid of that. We don't need that shit. But we do need to go down this well right here into the darkness. And we got some bombs. This is exactly why I wanted to come here first. We only got 3 of them, so I got to be very wise with how I use these. So the first one right there, and then all these chests are going to have money. Sweet, sweet money. If you guys are fans of this game and know of the randomizer scene, oh my god, so good. I have a few old videos on the channel here about that. I'll probably have to go back and start all that over. Because I lost the ROM. I guess when I changed to the brand new spanking sweet computer. But, yeah, the randomizer scene is really awesome. So all these chests all over the place, if you're unfamiliar with that, changes it from swaps all the items and everything around at the game. And, you know, so you could essentially get like a level, you can get a Master Sword in a chest or something like that. This is why I wanted to collect 100 rupees, though, actually. It looks like I achieved my goal at some point, eventually, getting a little over 100 rupees. But yes, I am interested to take your Hold Anything bottle. Yes, and now hold it above my head for the whole world to see because it's good for his business. There we go, da-da-da-da. And there we go, yes. Okay, so bottles, as he said, they hold things. And in this game, they hold potions, bees, and, fairies. That's it. I knew there was one more. Okay, so now I'm gonna go into this grass hut house here. And, he's telling us about some guy named Blind. Interesting. Remember that for later. So, that's not the important part. The important part is down here in this room where there's a bunch of, well, this is kind of like a little block puzzle. You can push these around. But don't forget to bomb that top wall up there. And, let me see if I can remember how to do this. I think the side ones first. I hope I didn't fuck that up. I think it was the side ones first, because then I want to push one of these top ones. Maybe it is that one first. That one to the left, and then I can move that one out of the way. Oh, yeah, that's it. Let's go ahead and get this one. Then I can push this one down, and I can push this one left, and that one down, that one left, and now I can get all of them. Yeah! I did it. I remember the first time I recorded this game. Okay, so, again, let's do a little bit, another little... a link to the past, if you will, in my own life. Oh, the puns. I recorded this game on one of the old computers. I don't remember exactly. And I always had wanted to edit it out. The way I've been doing most of these, I just got better at that as the channel started to go on. I kind of got my groove on and figured out exactly how I was going to do these and the proper way of doing it without cluttering the screen or, you know, anything like that. You know, losing aspect ratios so much all the time. That was kind of a concern back then, but I wasn't so good at it. The games were always a little bit small. The game screen itself was a little bit small. That's why this is much nicer and bigger here. And sometimes I had it centered instead of off to the side a little bit. It was really bad for the sidebars. So, you know, that was the challenges back then. And also my commentary just totally wasn't as confident as it is now by any means, you know. And I got through a good chunk of the game. I just never edited them all down. That's a hard word to say. But I did get pretty far. I got like, you know, 2 dungeons away from finishing. No, 3 dungeons if you count again. Yeah, all that good stuff. But yeah, so it's been a while that I've really been wanting to come back and return to this game, to this adventure, because it definitely holds a very soft spot in my heart. And I mean, in general, it's just one of the great classics of all time at this point. Set the stage for games that have come out today that when they say Zelda-like or something like that, they probably mean this. Zelda, again, revolutionized it after this game when Ocarina of Time came out, because that just, again, was replicated so many times. People tried to, or companies tried to, you know, catch that Zelda fever when it was hot, when the technology was new and fresh. You know, and this is just right before the dawn of 3D, but oh, it was coming, you know. All right, so let's get back to it. This little boy here is sick because he caught a cold from the evil air that's coming. Should I be in this guy's house? Am I gonna catch your AIDS? All right, we borrowed his bug catching net, but that means nothing in this game. We're gonna keep it around the entirety of the game. The mighty bug catching net, and I'll explain why it's so mighty. Eat pot, kid. Suck pot, face. And who's this little dude here? He just kind of runs away. Get out of here! Get off my front lawn. Or this guy's front lawn. He's just lounging around here, loitering. At least this guy's cool, though. He heard the rumors, and, you know, he believes us and stuff. So, that's nice. Alright, here's a room full of clucks. You dumb clucks. I wish you'd get out of my way. I really don't want to blow you up. I'm not trying to be violent to the animals here, but... Good God, get out of the way! You're gonna get blown up! You stupid chicken. I blew up instead. What a little turd. But anyway, for blowing that, we get arrows for a bow we don't have. But that's okay, at least we're building up a stock. That's kind of nice. I don't know if the game was actually programmed to do that, because I think later on enemies will drop. Maybe they don't. Maybe the only time you find them is in pots or stuff like that. But anyway, to continue on to exploring the village, here is a shop. And I've got a little extra cash to blow. Let's get some bombs. I could use those. Might as well. Get me up to 10, and why not? I'm down 1 heart as well. Don't quite have enough for that medicine to fill my bottle with, but that's okay. There are other ways to do so. Hi, Link. The elder. Oh, you talking about the grandpa? Okay, well, don't tell any of the bad people about this. He's hiding in the palace past the castle. I will mark a spot on your map. Here you are. Thanks. And there we go. So way on the other side of Hyrule now is our official new goal, but before I start heading that way, there is plenty to do still, plenty to go through here. Like I said, today's episode is definitely going to be about setting up the best, you know, there's a good time to mention that sometimes if you tap a wall, it sounds different, but this time it didn't. This is the rare exception, but it's still a bomb secret, so don't forget about this. This is, I call it my refill room, you know, if you get a little low on certain, you know, bomb, arrows, stuff like that. They got bombs and arrows, essentially, in here, so not that I need the bombs anymore. I could have, well, I did at that time because I ran out, but normally if I had saved one, I would have come in here, and you can just go back in there and refill your shit, so making that store essentially useless for the bombs, so... But, you know, hey, I'm supporting local business at the same time. So that's okay, right? See, I'm a good human being. Very nice. All right, so that's it for now, for the moment. We're going to take a trip up north here to the Lost Woods. And we'll use that sign to destroy the guard here. There we go. 2 hits to kill him with the regular sword. For now, that will change as we go through the game and progress and upgrade blade. Upgrade the blade. Upgrade blade. Yeah. Alright, this is the Lost Woods, the one of the coolest little tunes in the game. which later on goes away, and I don't like it. I wish they had just kept it. Might as well. I'm considering removing more music than I did from the game, but I really wanted to keep it simple. That was another thing that I touched on my older series that I was working on, that I was editing, that never saw the light of day. I removed all of the music, like everything, and replaced all of it with A Link Between Worlds. This time I just did the dungeons. Because I wanted this, I didn't want this game to be completely A Link to the Past, and I think I almost did that, the first time through. So I learned from those mistakes. See, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to do that. So coming back, revisiting it now, I have matured a little bit. Yeah, right. And I'm gonna get this shroom that looks like a penis. Yeah, so mature now. Smells like sweet rotten fruit though, and we can give it to anyone who wants it. And really only one person wants it. Other than that, it's a completely useless item. It's literally meant to bridge one item to another, and that's okay. We're gonna go down this hole here, so cut that hole, or cut that bush, find this hole, and get a piece of heart. And that's our third one that we found now. So I'm going through, I should be able to, by the end of this episode, to at least have collected one full container. So that'd be nice. I'm so mad. I went through this game, and I'm pretty sure I missed, I didn't get 100%, but I was short one heart, so that probably only means I missed, like, 3 pieces of hearts at least before I beat this game. So that was pretty cool, but yeah, I'm not trying to 100% it. I just kind of wanted to, like I said, story. Oh, and right here, I want to mention it. This is it, the Master Sword. No, this can't be it. Too bad. They think that's Link talking to himself. So again, in a game, Link is talking. I think, to me, that maybe one could make the argument that it's just a thought in his brain, but one could make the argument for the same thing about when he found a mirror under the table in the last game. So I think that's Link talking. I think it's kind of neat, that he's got like one line here or there in some games. It's pretty, it's nice. It's nice to see. All right, for 100 rupees, I'll let you open one chest. This is the chest opening game, and this one's quite expensive, but the rewards can be awesome. Let's get that 300 rupees, baby. Oh, you son of a bitch. You whore. Yeah, so that can happen too. So there's gonna be some little moments of gambling here in the series. I don't do it a lot, but sometimes I like to do it. I'm gonna try to play most of the mini games. I think I missed the shovel game in this. Oh, well, there you go. There's where one of those pieces of hearts would have been. Yeah, I totally didn't even mess with the shovel game. That comes later. It's not really a spoiler because it's a mini game side quest thing, but this tree feels weird as I cut it. Maybe it. I can't see. I gotta worry about that and stuff. I'm about to give stuff away way too early. This is only episode 1. Only because it's so fresh. I freaking powered through this game. I'm gonna tell y'all how this went down. It was my birthday recently, and I took a day off of work because my birthday kind of fell on a weekday, or sorry, a weekend. So in Saturday, day 1, I defeat this whole game. I play through it, I record it, defeat it, one day. And the subsequent 2 days later, I edit all 10 videos like a madman on crack. So after that, I took a few days off from Zelda, and here we go. It's Friday, and Friday Zelda. There we go. And that's the story, folks. That's really it. I played a game. I didn't know what you were expecting. I didn't know what I was expecting, but that's what it is. All right, so we just crossed through where the sanctuary was and the graveyard. There's gonna be some secrets in there. I just can't quite access them yet. So first things first, though, I got that magic mushroom, so I am going over this way for a reason as we head towards the eastern part of Hyrule, because it is my goal, is to at least end up on that side before I end today's episode. So, hey, looks like someone likes the smell of rotten fruit. Oh, yes, I'd be happy to give you this penis-shaped mushroom. There you go. Thank you, young man. Come back to the shop later for something good. Innuendos. All right. So, okay, oh yeah, I got that second bottle. I forgot to make mention of that. I got that in the house, if you go behind the house. You saw it, you watched it. No need to explain. And does this witch say anything else? Okay, no, but literally all you have to do is walk off the screen and walk back on the screen, and that constitutes its coming back later. And if you walk inside, this little pouch will be here waiting for you, and that's the actual item we get, the magic powder. You can sprinkle it on enemies to do stuff, or later on, I believe in the next episode, I'll explain its awesome function. You can talk to the assistant right there, and she will hook you up with full hearts. So that's nice. Here, I'll give you a little taste of what the magic powder does, and boom! It goes from a green dude to what's called a, I believe, kook man. That's that enemy's name, Kookman. 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 No, that's too much Pokemon. Kookman. Yeah. Sounds terrible. Alright, so boomerang those guys down. We don't need their bullshit anymore. Okay, so I think I need to head back to Kakariko Village. There was a few more things that I didn't get. I should have probably got them while I was there. I don't want to forget about doing it, so I'm gonna have to go back now and do it. I think there was another. Oh yeah, there's another piece of heart I can get, and that should do it for the. Well, getting my fifth. Well, not really fifth. What would you call my second heart container, really? But fifth heart. You start with 3, so I'm adding there my basic math. But yeah, that's further down south in the village, so we're gonna head down that way right now. That's really yeah, there's a lot of stuff to go through in Kakariko Village. Actually, it's kind of surprising. Oh yeah, over this way. Oh, God, it's another one of these. Get the hell out of here. Yeah, over this way, I'll just briefly touch on what's over here so we can come back to it later as well. This is the blacksmith shop, and let's see what services a blacksmith might have to us while he hits that roll of French bread. If my lost partner returns, we'll temper your sword. Ooh, but for now, I can't do anything for you. All right, well, keep whacking away at that bread roll there. So, okay, keep that in mind. We're looking for his lost partner, you know, in our travels. And that'll happen way later, but, you know, it's good to remember. It's good to touch on it now so we can kind of see you know, if you naturally go through the story like you're supposed to, you can kind of come across these things, so that's cool. All right, let's hop off this cliff and go into this place that I didn't go into yet, just to see what's inside. Again, I just want to touch on what's in here, and it looks like there's a book on this shelf, and can't seem to do anything with that now. So, again, mental note: checkaroonie for later. That is something that we need to pay attention to. This is the house I did want to go into, and I couldn't have come here without bombs. So make sure you bring some bombs over here. But these nice fellas here. Yeah, Link, now I'm quarreling with my younger brother. I sealed the door to his room. No shit, damn. I mean, that's some serious sibling rivalry there. What do you think of this? How about that? I like looked right at his face while I did that. All right, so the doorway is open again. Maybe I should make it over. You sealed him in a room. Well, technically, I would have called that kidnapping, but he had another door there. He could have just gone out. Is he still angry? Well, you know, he was angry at first. Then I blew your hole open, and now he wants to make up. So no, he's all right. This I'm gonna assume is their mother. This whole family is fucked up. Reach the goal within 15 seconds. We'll give you something good. Go. All right. My time has never been better than 8 seconds. And let's see if I can do it. Oh my God, cut it! See, that fucking bush messed me up. I've never been able to do better than 8. In 2009, I was 1 second off, but 8 has always been my best. But yeah, there we go. That should fill her up. Let's get that. Yeah. Her heart level increased. All right, so what that does now is it resets our counter back down, and we have to collect another 4 pieces of heart to, again, obtain another full container. And round she goes. That is how that's going to go. And let's go in here for some more gambling fun. And this one's a little bit cheaper, so 20 rupees. That is much more affordable. But the rewards are going to be a little less. So I believe the max we can get here is 100. Let's go. Let's do it. What do we get? 50. Okay. I did get a return on investment there. That's not bad. I'll take that. That boosted me up. So that can be helpful to you. If some, you know, I like to go through those just how I've been doing it. Sometimes if you see it, just go in there and play some money-making game. It's cool. If you don't win right away, leave. If you win right away, leave. It's only one harm and only one foul to be fouled upon you. So yeah, there's my logic. All right, so right here, this is we were talking to an old man, I believe. Maybe I didn't talk to him yet. I might have just thought of that as another one of the episodes. But anyway, this is a little singing boy or something, and he's gonna keep playing until I walk right up on him, I guess. Oh, very mysterious. He'll just kind of disappear. And this is technically what's called the Mysterious Grove. Again, more things to remember for later. So yeah, I'm going through all these to touch on now because they're all things that we want to come back to later. So that way I would have had explained it when later on in the series, when I totally forget about it, that's what it was. That's what I was talking about. I'll say reference episode 1 or something, you know, who knows? I don't know. I tried to get through most of that here, you know, before the quest really starts to take off because, like I said, the first half of it's not even half, it's like the first part of the game. There's like 3 parts almost, it feels to me. Well, 2 parts, but the first part is much shorter because it's getting you used to The Legend of Zelda for this version of it. It's getting you set up for what's to come. And it does that all pretty naturally, I think, without having to hold your hand too much. Like right now, we can just I could just do all of this world collecting if I want, or I could have just gone straight to level 1 like I did in the first Let's Play. I think my first version of this, I had gone through, went through Hyrule Castle and then went straight to level 1 and then didn't even worry about collecting junk until episode 2. I figured this way it's a little bit better, doing it this way just because it gets the ball rolling for later when I don't have to do it. You know, I'd rather take the episode 1. Kind of like I did with Chrono Trigger. It started off with the Millennial Fair, and I did a lot of fucking around, and, you know, that's, this is just very casual, you know, like I said, most of my LPs are very casual for the casual guy, for the casual girl, for the casual gamer. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Well, there we go. So, I know there's a chest here, and I can't quite get to that yet, but the goal first was to open up the waterway. I wanted to make sure that one's done first, because underneath is another piece of heart. Very nice. And if you can catch one of these little guys, you can pick up a fish. What do you do with the fish, Rue? Well, you can do 2 things with the fish. The first one is right here, and I'm not going to show off the other one, but I'll tell you about it. But you can throw them back in the water, but in the deep water. And he'll throw out 20 rupees. How cool is that? Just make sure you catch it. Don't let it go into the water or it's gone. But yeah, take a fish, throw it in the water, collect your dough. That's pretty awesome. Now, if you really want to take that a step further, I'm gonna go back in here and get the chest, by the way. I believe it's just bombs. But yeah, if you want to take that a step further, grab a fish, take them all the way back to Kakariko Village and give them to the guy who sold you the bottle. And he'll pay you 100 rupees if you do all that. So, pretty lucrative. Also a bit time consuming, and that's why I didn't do it in this run, but it's something you can do. I didn't know that when I was a kid. I had no idea that that was a thing that you could do. I think I found out about the fish by accident. But yeah, so yeah. All right. I'm going to try to keep my memories of the game stifled to the area that I'm at. I know there's going to be some moments that I remember from my childhood specifically that I want to talk about. I just don't want to blow that load just yet. I want to keep that kind of, you know, for the time and place, when the next few episodes come out. But all right, so yeah, in this little cave here, we're gonna, like I said, this is just gonna be a lot of exploration. I'm going here to collect as much money as I can. I do have a money goal in mind that I want to achieve fairly soon, before too long anyway. I need 500 rupees for something we're gonna get a little later. Those of you that have played before know exactly what I'm talking about because that price point is pretty exact. Others, like I said, we'll get to that when I get there. He's gonna give me some rupees. $300 worth of rupees. Very nice. And here's some bombs I don't need. Another 20 rupees. Oh, I might hit my goal pretty soon here. I'm really close. There we go. Excellent. Excellent. And I still don't have a bow yet, but I have racked up, I think the max is it 25 or 30? I can't remember. I can't remember how many arrows I'm supposed to be able to max out on. It is 10 bombs that I maxed up on for the moment, but oh, that changes later in the game, but anyway. So let's make our way over here. There's a hint in the game, and I don't know if it happened yet or not, but it says go to easternmost Hyrule or something for something great. I think they're referring to something over here that I'm going to right now. It's very vague what the hint is about. Like I said, when I come across it, I'll try to remember it. There's gonna be a lot of moments where I do something first, and then I find the person that tells me about it. Again, a big reason why I'm trying to go through all of it now to explain in episode 1 with the majority of things how they're gonna go, such, you know. So I might have to do it later. I can always just reference this when I talked about it, because I will forget. My memory is dumb. But anyway, over here, yeah, so somebody makes mention in a hint that there's something awesome on this side of the lake, so there's really never any other reason to come over here ever again, so I figured I'd knock it out in level 1 and just in episode 1, before I didn't have to worry about it again. Clearing out a lot of overworld stuff. A lot. Alright, and what do we get? It's the Ice Rod. It's chill, magic blast the air, but watch your magic meter. Why did I say that Shatner-like? Oh, that's kind of stupid, but yeah, there we go. Ice Rod. Very cool. Now, this item is best paired with another one that we'll get later on, but for now, it does have the ability to freeze enemies in place if I can hit them with it. Yeah, that's cool, and it totally stuns them so I can kill them. Nice, but it also uses magic power. Oh, I guess there is something right there. Maybe I will come back to this spot for that, if I remember. That's a very, very random one. I'm not sure if I do come back for that or not. But underneath that rock is something. I think it's just fairies. Might be the, like a fairy pond it's got. Or it's the one that heals you up. It's something to do with fairies, I'm going to assume. Because that's the other kind of secret that you can find. Oh, and see, if you jump in the water now, we can't swim. So, that has nothing to do with the reason I'm trying to collect 500 rupees. Not at all. Oh, okay, those little bastards right there, I don't know what they're called. Not the Octoroks, but that green thing with the little pinchers, whatever this little shit is. They take away 2 hearts. So, I learned that the hard way one time. Thought I was just running around. You know, I was okay getting pinched by that dude. No, that dude takes away 2 full hearts. So, beware. Yeah, I, should have learned that lesson here a little while ago, and now we're gonna have to deal with this annoying beeping. That's only gonna happen a few times in this play. I apologize in advance for every single time. Oh, if you cut the grass below the little rabbit, another secret. There you go. He gave me a heart. Yeah, if you cut the grass below them and they land on their face and not in the tall grass, there you go. Oh, and we could use this fairy, actually, so that was well-timed. Yeah, they can give you a heart, they can throw you some money. It's just funny, it's just cute. You know, fucking with the bunny. That's all that is. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to wrapping it up. I'm gonna start making my way towards Eastern Hyrule over here, because the first, was a dungeon or palace or whatever they call it. Yeah, I believe this one's Eastern Palace, yeah. Is the first real dungeon that we're gonna go through. I didn't consider Hyrule Castle a dungeon. I was thinking about it, but in the game and stuff, I don't know if it ever, in the credits near the end, if they'd ever mentioned that as an actual dungeon, and the other ones are numbered, and these are kind of numbered, it's weird. The other ones are definitely numbered, but yeah. So I treated it, I didn't treat the castle as such, but this one, yes, this is 1 to me, this is dungeon 1. And let's go in here. This is where I didn't go to it, but this is indeed Sahasrara, where the map X was leading us. He's a descendant of the 7 wise men. He's surprised that a man like us is looking for the Sword of Evil's Bane, because not just anyone can use that weapon, only the hero who has won the 3 pendants can wield the sword. Do you really want to find it? Yeah, or of course. Of course! Good. That's a test. Can you retrieve the Pendant of Courage from the Eastern Palace? Absolutely. And we will bring it back here. Oh, and he'll give us a magical artifact for doing so. So keep that in mind. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that magical artifact. That's gonna be awesome. But we'll take care of all that next time. Thank you guys so much for watching the Rooster Retro Show. My name is Rue, and we will see you on the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon to be reminded of future uploads. See you next time.